I'm Trinidadi, and let's queer up politics. Biden to receive top LGBTQ plus leadership honor amid rising anti-equality attacks. Former President Joe Biden will receive the Chris Abele Impact Award on Friday at the LGBTQ Victory Institute's 41st International LGBTQ Leaders Conference in Washington, D.C., a gathering long considered a political pulse check for LGBTQ Americans. For many advocates, the honor caps what they view as the most inclusive administration in U.S. history. Biden appointed a record number of queer officials, reinstated and expanded federal protections, restored transgender military service, and elevated leaders including Pete Buttigieg, Admiral Rachel Levine, Ambassador Chantale Wong, and Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre. Victory Institute President and CEO Evan Lowe said, quote, President Biden has shown unwavering commitment to ensuring LGBTQ people can participate fully and openly in our democracy, end quote. The award comes at a tense moment for the LGBTQ people, especially trans Americans under President Donald Trump's second administration, as political aggression, misinformation, and state-sanctioned erasure accelerate. More than 700 leaders will attend the conference as a record number of LGBTQ candidates prepare for 2026. You know, it's well-deserved. I actually kind of forgot how much he did for minority communities. Yep. It started kind of with Obama when he made his turnaround in his second administration. And this seems to be an extension because Joe Biden was the vice president at that time. And it was like, you know, the counter to the whole Donald Trump era that happened the administration before. Yeah. So it was like, it was such a breath of fresh air to be like, oh, finally, we've evolved past that. And now we're here again. You know, like it's, it's a well-deserved award. And I do think that pendulum is going to be swinging back, you know, and hopefully in the midterms. But yes, congratulations, Joe Biden. Thank you for everything that you've done. And I do think that you have moved us forward, even though we might take a couple steps back. I do think that has helped us go into the next few years where we're going to make a comeback. So thank you.
I love that. You know, say whatever the hell you want to say about Biden, but he has the receipts, and his receipts are longer than the CVS receipt that you get when you get out from there. That's long as hell. You know, you don't put a record amount of queer officials in office by accident. You know what I mean? He did that intentionally, right? And he was the president that supported our community more than anybody in history. You know, you can't take that away from him. So I agree with you, Trini, that this award is so deserved and needed. You know, folks need to see that, like, we're still giving awards like this because people are still good.
And a black woman on the Supreme Court, too.
And it's so inspiring. You know, we were at that point in history, we were just coming out of the pandemic, and I think we were all just so exhausted with everything that had happened. So seeing leaders that were LGBTQ plus, like Pete Buttigieg and Karine Jean-Pierre, you know, when I used to watch her on the screen, you know, I was like, wow, this is so historic. Seeing these people in these positions, even for just the time that they were there. And they will continue into being there in years to come. But, you know, congratulations, Joe. This was absolutely
I have to say,
amazing.
One thing that probably... It's wonderful that he put all those people into those positions. I think maybe the most emotional moment for LGBT folks during that administration was when he lit the White House up in rainbow colors. And I thought, I don't know why, but it made me feel safe. It made me feel like, you know, walking down the street, because as gay men, gay women, we still look twice.
Of course.
You know, when we're holding hands with a partner. And I always think every time I hold hands with somebody that, man, there still needs to be more work. If I still keep looking around, like there's more
like automatic,
work that needs to be done.
Yes,
you know?
of course. And, you know, that you mentioned that about Biden and the White House in rainbow colors. I also have to mention for World AIDS Day that he had the quilt for the very first time, parts of the quilt on the front lawn of the White House, right? You go from that to President Trump not even acknowledging World AIDS Day and not allowing anybody else to do so. I mean,
when that happens, you feel like, you know what, if somebody does come for me, like the government has my back.
Yeah.
Like
They know
the
I'm here.
People in power have my back,
Yep.
you know, and
Yeah.
unfortunately that wasn't the case before. It's like you don't even report stuff because you're like, they're just going to make fun of you, you know, when you go into the police station or something like that. So that is a really big deal for me, and that's hopefully we'll get back there.
Yeah, right. Well, there is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.